I was packing my things. The bag was open, clothes half inside, half outside. Books were scattered. A glass of water kept on the table was half full, but my throat was so dry that I didn't even feel like picking it up. Mom and Dad were standing in the room. Both of them weren't saying anything, but what was on their faces was clearly visible. A slight disappointment and a bit of confusion. They couldn't understand why I was leaving the hostel in just 15 days. There was a strange silence in the room, but inside me, there was so much noise that I couldn't handle it myself. I wanted to tell something, everything, but the words got stuck in my throat. Because whatever had happened, no one would probably believe it. This is from the time when the first wave of COVID was ending. Slowly, everything was opening up. The hostel, too. I was going to live away from home for the first time. There was excitement in my mind, and fear, too. We saw many hostels. First one, completely useless. The room was small, no ventilation, no window, and a shared bathroom. I immediately refused. The second hostel was a little better. Open, quiet, not crowded. We liked it. If I had even the slightest idea that day, I would have never stayed there. The first day was completely normal. Setting up things, arranging the bed, cleaning the cupboard. By evening, I was tired. Night came, and everything changed. My room was on the second floor, at the very end of the corridor, a little away from the other rooms. I chose it myself, for peace. Around 1 a.m., I was lying down. Sleep wasn't coming. There was so much silence on the entire floor that I could hear my own heartbeat. My laptop was on the table, on charging, in sleep mode. Suddenly, a sound came from it. I immediately sat up. My heart started beating fast. It took a few seconds to understand, but then it was clear. A physics lecture was playing. The same voice, the same teacher. I convinced myself, maybe some tab was left open. I got up, shut the laptop, and lay down again. After that, I remember I fell asleep, but that was my last peaceful sleep. I had to wake up at 5:30 a.m. for exercise. As soon as I stepped out of the room, I met the warden. She usually stays quite calm. She smiled slightly and said, "Were you studying at night? I could hear some sound. Next time use headphones." I stopped. "No, ma'am, I was sleeping," I said. She looked at me a little confused, then said, "Okay, take care." I ended the conversation there, but the next night, the same thing happened again. This time, the lecture played for longer, and I was fully awake. I immediately shut the laptop. Now, irritation had started. In the morning, the warden met me again. This time, her tone had changed. "If I hear the sound again after today, I'll take the laptop." I got irritated. "Ma'am, I didn't play anything," I said clearly. There was a bit of an argument. Then the matter settled. But that same day, everything changed. After exercise, a boy came up to me. I had seen him before, but we had never talked. He said, "You're new, right?" I said, "Yes." Then he asked, "Which room?" 217, I said. His face changed for a second. Then he slowly said, "You don't feel scared?" I laughed. "Of what?" He stayed quiet for a few seconds, then said, "That room was locked for 2 years." I didn't say anything. He continued, "A boy used to live there. He committed suicide there." Something cold went down inside me. "He was in depression," he said. "But on the last day," he paused a little, "the physics teacher insulted him in front of the whole class." That same voice echoed in my ears instantly, the one that came from the laptop at night. I didn't say anything. But after that day, everything changed. I stopped getting sleep at night. Every small sound started feeling big. The slight creak of the cupboard, a faint knock from the wall, something dragging under the bed. Everything. I kept convincing myself it's all in the mind. But on the fifth night, everything went out of control. Around 2 a.m., the bathroom door slammed so hard that I literally jumped. That bathroom was right next to my room, and practically only I used it. The warden came running, and then I got scolded. I couldn't say anything. That day I decided, now something has to be done. While sleeping at night, I started playing a prayer softly on my phone. It may sound strange, but it worked. Some nights were completely quiet. I thought everything was fine now. But on the 14th night, I suddenly woke up. There was no sound. That was the problem. The prayer had stopped. I thought the battery had died. I was under the blanket. My eyes were open. Then, something hit hard near the wall. I immediately removed the blanket. The light was on, and what I saw ended everything. My phone was lying in the other corner of the room, where I had never placed it, a complete diagonal distance away. Now there was no logic left. I ran straight to the warden, took her phone, called my parents. My voice was shaking. They immediately agreed to come. That night, I didn't go back to my room. I sat near the warden's desk the whole night. My eyes were fixed on just one place, room 217. The door was closed, but once I felt like a faint sound came from inside, like someone was speaking slowly. I didn't try to listen. In the morning, Mom and Dad came. I didn't tell anything, just packed my things. That's what I was doing now, standing in the room, gathering everything. Mom and Dad were silent. They thought I couldn't adjust. Maybe I got scared. But the truth was this: I couldn't stay there even one more day. While leaving, I looked at the room one last time. Everything was normal, very normal. But as soon as I turned, I clearly felt like someone was watching me from inside room 217. Until today, I have never told this to anyone, because even I don't know whether it was real or it is still waiting for me.